Maybe you bought that red lipstick and you're like, oh, why did I buy this? I never want to wear it. Put it on, girl. Put it on. Shoot, I'm almost 30 and I still want to cuddle sometimes with my mom when I don't feel good. Okay, I kind of feel sad today. Okay, I'm kind of sad today. Let's get out of the house. Let's go to the store. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Angela, and today I just wanted to give you guys a 3-month postpartum update and a little update on baby Zeke here. Before we get into this, grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever you drink, because we're going to get into the nitty-gritties of postpartum. Sorry if I sound a little congested. We all have colds going on over here, but hi guys. My little man is 6, so this all he wants is cuddles, so he's gonna be in today's video. Since probably he was about 6 or 7 weeks, I kind of started to struggle with things that I should not have been struggling with. Like, he has acid reflux, so he's constantly spitting up and throwing up, and sometimes it's just like normal baby spit up, sometimes it's like, where did all of that come from? I noticed that I would get like really frustrated after a couple of times of him throwing up all over me, and both of us were going through like 2 or 3 outfits. Oh, sweet boy. Turn it this way. You want to see? You want to see? Hi, peeps. I was like, okay, you know, he's a baby, can't control it. Like, why am I getting so angry with this? Whatever, it's not a big deal. I was getting really frustrated with that, and then there was other just like little things that I was noticing that I'm sure some days are like this for other moms, you know, where like your toddler's wanting extra attention, and I try really hard not to get frustrated with her, but it was like the second I could get him to sit and just chill by himself, she was all over me. Which was super adorable, because from the day she was born, she was a daddy's girl. Her first word was dada. She always loved her dada. So when she finally started to say mama and she wanted all of mom's attention, it was cute. But then I started to notice, like, it just was like a trigger warning. The second I would set the baby down, she'd run over to me and I'd be like, ugh. You know, then mom guilt sets in, and I'm like, she's just a little kid. She has no idea how hard it is to deal with him, because he was constantly crying 24/7, and it was weird because he was still like sleeping overnight, so he would sleep like a solid 4 to 6 hours, but during the day he was refusing to sleep unless he was held. He was refusing to be set down for more than 5 seconds. He was just crying like he was in pain all the time, and it happened to be the same time that my husband's schedule got switched and he was working like all day, so it was just me and the 2 kids alone, and I was trying to deal with it all by myself. I didn't realize until he was around 10-11 weeks, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is like the beginnings of postpartum depression. I did start having like postpartum anxiety, and I don't think people talk about that enough either. I don't think people realize that you can have bad anxiety after having a kid. I think all of these things can be more relevant to people that suffered from these things previously to having children. So I did have anxiety growing up. I have gone in and out of depression most of my life. So for me, I'm more aware of it now. But I can totally see how, if you've never gone through anything like that, that it can just take over your life, and it can go from 0 to 100, because even me being conscious about it, it still just happens up out of nowhere. And I was like, I literally was so anxious with him, I didn't even trust my husband to do anything for him. Like, I would try to get a break from him, and I'd be like, okay, take the baby, and I would walk away and I'm like, my throat like felt like it was swelling, and I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna do something wrong. I need to go get the baby back. And like, my mom would try to come over and help out, and it just seemed like nobody could do anything right. No one could soothe him the way that I could. And it was weird because sometimes he literally would scream, cry until he was back in my arms. So after about a week of noticing that I was struggling with anxiety, I actually started to have panic attacks. When he would start to cry, I literally would start panicking because his cry would start off as something very simple and then would just elevate into this screeching, and it was really hard to deal with. And like I said, the mom guilt kicks in, you know, and you're like, wow, you're an awful mom, you can't soothe your baby. And then sometimes Alea would start to cry, especially if we were in the car, and like I had a couple really bad anxiety attacks just literally from his crying. And then that just started to elevate more, and I started to have thoughts that were so bad. They're really hard to admit. It brought me to tears just to even tell my husband that I had a thought like that. And luckily when it happened, I kind of pulled myself back. I was like, good Lord, no. I would not ever. So when it did get really bad, I tried really hard not, bless you. I tried really hard not to be home alone, just in case. Mostly it was more just like letting him cry and struggling with letting him cry because I didn't know what else to do. And honestly, there was times where I just went on the porch with Alea and he was sitting like right here where I could see him from the window, and his cries were so loud, like you could literally hear him through the house. So that lasted about 2 seconds, and then my mom guilt kicked in and I was like, okay, I need to go get this poor baby. So for him, we got probiotics because we had tried like a bazillion and one things. I stopped giving him the Pepcid for his acid reflux to see if that would help, and he started like flexing more and seeming like he was more in pain. So I gave him that again. I was like, that's definitely not causing the issues. Started to give him probiotics, and it was like day and night. The kid changed, and now he is happy. He's not so happy today because he's sick, but he will hang out in the tent for like a good 10 to 20 minutes by himself. He talks to us more now. When we play with him, he laughs, and he's back to cooing all the time. And you look very sleepy. Let's put you to sleep. Oh. Like I was saying, he is back to being a happy little baby. Even with, you know, having acid reflux, he literally will be like having the biggest smile on his face when Alea talks to him, and it's just pouring out of his mouth, and he does not care whatsoever. We go through a lot of ones. My baby is happy. Praise God. When I started to struggle really hard, I have a really hard time like admitting things to people. I don't like to ask for help. I don't like to tell anyone that I'm struggling. So I started this thing, and it was actually fun because at the same time my husband started to do the same thing. But I was like, whenever I'm feeling down or frustrated with the kids, or like, you know, I just can't handle it, I'm just gonna pray. I'm just gonna pray whatever I'm feeling. And it was more of like kind of talking to God. It wasn't really like praying necessarily. I was more just like having a conversation, like, hey, what's up? This is what's going on. This is what I'm feeling. Help it go away. That type of thing. Or it would be like, Jesus, give me some patience with these kids because Lord knows I need it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to deal with it. The only way he knows how to talk about things is crying. The only way Alea knows how to deal with things is the way that she does. That kind of stuff. So just started to spend more time just talking to God, and honestly that did help a lot. There were a few days where my depression got so bad I just sat here and cried when he was crying, and I really didn't know what else to do because I had tried so many things to get him to sleep on his own. Honestly, I think the hardest thing was just trying to figure out what was going on with him. Like, I just had this like feeling or instinct that something was going on with him, that he was in pain somehow, some way. I wasn't sure what it was, whether it was what's going on with his kidney, or if he's having like some food intolerance, and I don't know, something just, I knew something was wrong. When we tried the probiotic scan, I was like, okay, perfect, that's helping some. Maybe he's just having a lot of gas pains. Like with Alea, she did have a lot of gas pains too, and we used grape water, but because of his kidneys, the urologist doesn't want us to use that. I didn't really know what to do, and growing up, like whenever there was babies in the family, I was always the one like, let me cuddle them, let me hold them, let me put them to sleep when they're being difficult. Like I never really had a baby defeat me like this. Like there was some times where I couldn't get a kid to fall asleep, and I would literally just hold them until they passed out, and then I literally wouldn't move. I would just let them sleep on me for hours. Because sometimes I feel like that's just what little kids need. Like, shoot, I'm almost 30 and I still want to cuddle sometimes with my mom when I don't feel good. I'm not mad at them for that. It's just harder when you have a little one running around and there's no one else to help you. And when I say that, I don't mean to like down any of my friends or family that are watching this. Right now it's a crazy world, it's a crazy time. Everyone's got different things going on. I hold nothing against anybody. I completely understand when he was first born, like we were still in lockdown, quarantine was still happening. I totally understand all points of views. Like with that entire video about perspective, like I did have to change my perspective on a lot of things, so it is just a lot more difficult having a newborn and not really having anyone super close that you can ask for help or support. Like there's only a few people in my life that I would truly admit that I'm struggling with, and one of those particular friends doesn't even live in the state of Michigan right now. I'm doing a little bit better now. We did take a vacation and it was very much needed. I needed a break from the house. I just needed a break from Michigan. I needed a break from being alone by myself all the time. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm totally out of the woods of postpartum depression, because I do still kind of notice like sometimes I'm just sad for absolutely no reason, and I'm sure some people would just say that's normal, that's postpartum blues. Sure, yeah, in a normal person. But when I've already gotten pretty bad, I'm not going to say it's just a normal thing. I'm going to say that I'm still struggling with postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety, and I'm just going to keep an eye out on it. I'm going to be praying a lot about it. Personally, I do not like medication, so that is my last route, is to get some kind of medication, because to me it doesn't fix the problem. Honestly, it just, I don't really know what it does, but I feel like it's not going to fix the problem. It's just going to zone me out to those feelings, and I'm not okay with that. You're not okay with that either. So if you are struggling with any kind of like anxiety or depression, you just notice yourself like kind of having these feelings you've never really felt before or anything like that, please talk to somebody. If it's your significant other, your mom, your brother, someone in your life that you can talk to. If that is your OB, midwife, talk to them. Don't suffer silently. The biggest reason I'm trying to be as open as possible about this is because I want people to understand they're not the only ones going through it. As moms, it's really hard to do anything for ourselves. Like, we always want to do stuff for our kids, and we want our kids to be happy and all of that kind of stuff. But if you don't do something about this, if you don't get the help that you need, if you are suffering, and it can get really, really bad. But I feel like we need to be more aware of our emotions afterward. We need to have people close to us that can help watch for those things. So other than dealing with the postpartum depression and anxiety, everything else is going good. I am fitting back into pre-pregnancy clothes, which is cool. It's exciting. Our vacation was great. We had lots of fun. My little man still won't sleep very often on his own, but he's doing better where I can set him down and he will fall asleep on his own, and he will sleep for about a half hour on his own. If I get one nap like that a day, it's winning for me. Obviously right now he's sick, so I don't expect that. I can't really say exactly when it hit me bad. I just know that it literally was like whoosh, and just like slapped me in the face. Like, it wasn't like this slow progression like how you lose weight. Perfect example. You don't notice it yourself, it just slowly happens. And then one day you're like, ooh, I'm looking good, girl. Yeah, fit back into those clothes. Yeah. It just was like, okay, I kind of feel sad today. Okay, I'm kind of sad today. Let's get out of the house. Let's go to the store. Wow, I'm having these horrible thoughts that a mother should not have. Wow, I'm crying all the time. Wow, I'm having panic attacks. Wow, this sucks. So that's kind of how it happened for me. Maybe for some people it is a kind of slow progression, but like I said, I really just encourage anyone that is struggling at all, even if you don't think it's postpartum depression, it could be the early onset stages of it, and maybe just talking to someone, maybe just getting out what you're feeling would help. We are doing good now. We are attacking hands. He has been grabbing onto stuff. He's been eating his hands. He's been playing around. He's so good at lifting his head up because he loves his tummy time. Alea's absolutely adorable with him. I have a super cute video. I will actually show you guys of them playing together. Gosh. Careful. Boo! Easy. Girl. Don't sit on him. Alea. Be gentle. You're so sweet. Gentle. Careful. Oh, it's there. Oh. I will keep you guys updated on my postpartum anxiety and depression. I will keep you guys updated on Ezekiel and how he's doing. If you guys stuck around this far, please give my video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. It really does help to support me. Also, leave a comment down below anything you would like. If you have personally struggled with postpartum depression, if you just want to say, hey girl, what's up? Proud of you for speaking out. I don't know, just leave a comment down there. I love to engage with you guys. That is all I have for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, little baby. Oh, little baby. Oh, little baby. Who's your baby? Who's your baby? Who's your baby? Baby. I say hi. Say bye, friends. Say bye, friends. Oh, yes. One last tip. I learned this years ago from a friend when I was in college who also struggled with depression. You guys might notice I have more makeup on today than normal. Quick tip. And this doesn't just have to do with if you're struggling with depression. Sometimes you just wake up in the morning and you're like, well, you feel gross, you feel sad, you feel fat, whatever. And this doesn't even have to be for postpartum mamas. Like, this literally is for anybody. Do your makeup, do your hair, put something super cute on you wouldn't normally wear every day. Maybe put on that date night outfit. it changes your mood so much. Like if you just put on a little bit of makeup, you do something cute with your hair, and you put on a cute outfit, even if you don't do all three of those, do one or two, or just one. Throw on some lipstick or something. Maybe you bought that red lipstick and you're like, why did I buy this? I never want to wear it. Put it on, girl. Put it on. Because I'm telling you guys, it will change your mindset. It just makes you feel pretty, you feel better, and for me personally, it just has helped a lot when I am struggling. Some days when I feel a little bit down about whatever I'm feeling down about, just throw on a little bit of makeup, maybe do something cute with my hair. Nice little insider tip there for you guys. If you're struggling at all, go do your makeup. Go put something cute on. Shoot, go shopping for something cute. I know most stores you still can't try crap on, which is really freaking annoying. Being postpartum and not knowing your dang size. Literally went shopping before vacation. My husband bought me a pair of pants. I was like, maybe a medium. He brought them outside to me. I tried them on in my car in the parking lot. They did not fit. Turned around, went back and returned them because it was like 2 days before vacation. He had to work all day and I knew I was not going to get back out with kids. I was like, literally, I'm doing this now. So, you do what you gotta do, okay? And goodbye, everybody. Have a beautiful, blessed day. We love you. Hey. Yeah. Talk to him. Hi. I talk to him. Say hi, hi, hi. Woo, 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 woo. Give me a smile. Give me a smile. Did you go to speed up on mommy because mommy's talking about it? So, that's just